Okay, great. So we would like to welcome you to this session. As I said, we want to make it pragmatic and interactive. The goal is not just for you to know the theory about Google advertising and to know the ins and outs of Google Smart campaigns. We want to help you with running your first Google Smart advertising campaign if you haven't done it yet. Or we want to answer your questions with your current campaigns if you already have one. Hassan has prepared a very practical presentation with some examples and sort of case studies of how other healthcare specialists have conducted this Google advertising. So before we start with a little survey and poll, I'd like to welcome Hassan. I think most of you know him because you were attending the marketing bootcamp. Hassan, thank you so much for being here. And as I think you all know by now, Hassan is specialized in what we call performance marketing. He's running campaigns and leading different accounts at Hero Leads, which is one of the digital marketing agencies that I have personally worked with before and we're very satisfied with. So Hassan, if you'd like to again give a quick introduction about yourself, and then we'll hear from our participants.
Sure. Thank you so much for the time, the opportunity, and thank you guys for attending. Yeah, I've been with Hero Leads for 7 years now. Been in the industry for close to 12 years. My specialty is basically performance marketing, which means that we focus on growth. So anything related to sales, revenues, inquiries, generating sales inquiries for clients. That's something we work on. I've been also holding the badge of Google Premium Partners for 7 years now. I spent close to $5 million on Google over those years, and is leading a team of around 50 people in the Middle East between operations, creative, design, and Google is one of the big partners we work with closely with her on running digital campaigns, but we also work with them on actual educational, informative projects to educate people in the Middle East, whether like younger ages or even professionals as well.
Great, great initiative, Hassan. Thank you. So thanks for being back today with us. So if you were attentive in the last marketing bootcamp session by Hassan, you would have noticed that he spoke about different features of Google advertising. And Google is constantly reinventing the wheel, coming up with new features, new ways of advertising. And one of those 3 features is Google Smart Campaigns. So this is what we are going to focus on today, which is different from the regular SEO campaigns or AdWords campaigns that maybe you are familiar with to push your content up when people search keywords and have your website appear. So Hassan will clarify what this is all about again. But before we start, who has performed any kind of paid Google advertising so far on this session? If you can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat section. So no one has run Google advertising campaigns before.
Hi, Serene. I have currently one going on just to test it.
Dr. Mihaela.
I have my Google profile on the Google Maps for a while now, so I already have some of the reviews. So I'm not starting from the scratch at the moment. That's why I started after we had a nice presentation about the Google Ads. So I tried it. I had to delete lots of photos because they were containing the word Botox. So I need to go through everything that I ever posted and remove it because my Google ad was first approved, then disapproved after 2.5 days. And from Google, this was their response. So I had to remove all the photos that I had word filler on and all the photos that I had Botox on. Anti-aging as well needed to be removed.
Okay, so hopefully, so do we need alternative words that are approved by Google? Hopefully Hassan maybe can give some guidance on that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, for Botox and fillers, for example, these are the prohibited prohibited words or actually topics, so you have to work around it. Anti-aging can pass sometimes, but it's one of the, I would say, gray words. If you look at the articles, you will not find anti-aging as a word that is prohibited, but maybe the system has identified this word that is related to other prohibited words, for example. So you have to go around it. So you're running Google Smart Campaign for Google Maps, but your objective is to get more reviews. That's what you're doing?
No, I do have. So I'm asking my own patients to give me the reviews. And now
Okay.
when I have certain amount of the reviews, I just place the Google ad just to see how it is. And I will get some free dirhams as well. If I spend 1,600, I will get 1,600. So I will spend in total 3,200 what they are giving me and from my side just to see how it's going to work. I
Yeah.
do have lots of profile views, but I don't have calls. I don't have, direct contacts as of now.
Okay. That's good. That's good. It's a good case. I'm happy that you started practicing by running this. We will take this example specifically as one of the business cases we will work on. We will start the campaign from scratch. We will actually mimic the situation that you're building this campaign, that you want a certain objective, and by the end of our session, like our goal will be together is that we want your business to get the calls that you want and to get the inquiries you want, to get the business revenues that you want. So it's good that we have a live example, and
Yeah.
our goal session is to actually make it work.
Yeah, that's great. That's good because this is the perfect scenario. We want you to get started with the ideas that we are presenting and then giving you the support throughout. Okay, great. So only Dr. Mihaela has started with the Google advertising, and we're going to assume that everybody else on this session has not started. Maybe the clinic is doing some sort of Google advertising. Anybody has the clinic running Google campaigns, maybe not specifically for your brand, your name, but I'm guessing that your clinics are. Can you confirm it if we can hear from anyone in the audience? Or is the clinic not doing any Google advertising?
Well, I'm personally not familiar because I see Eternal Clinic everywhere on Instagram and Facebook, but it's not popping up to me on the Google at all.
Yeah, so I think this is what we are hearing mostly is that a lot of the clinics are just focusing on Instagram because it's yielding results. Once you start mastering it and cracking the algorithms and you have someone dedicated to it, it works, definitely. But Google, as we discussed in the marketing campaign, offers a great opportunity, possibly more visibility for lesser budgets as well, since less physicians and clinics are active on it. So that's why we want to start familiarizing, making you more familiar with Google as well as advertising. It's always about being ahead of the game. Okay, so Hassan, over to you. Do you have slides to present, I believe? So I will allow you to share your screen.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and share my screen, quickly go through I would say the theoretical part of it. I wouldn't spend much time on this because we wanted this session specifically to give you a quick intro on one product, which is Google Smart Campaigns. Our usage or application for it today will be Google Maps, right? And then we will directly dive into different business cases of your choice. I prepared already a couple of examples, and I have one of them already live, which I can show you the results of, but I thought it's even better if we take your cases, like your business cases, your speciality, and turn it into a campaign together, just to show you how, I wouldn't say like, I'd say easy is also the right word, but you guys can judge from what we will do together like today.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Hassan. Let's make it practical.
So since I've already done the introduction about myself, I'll start by talking a little bit about Google Smart Campaigns. Google Smart Campaigns is ideal for small businesses that are trying to make it to the digital world. The reason for that is that if you're a doctor, a clinician, a dentist, for example, whether you own a clinic or not, it's a very easy setup. It works with daily budgets. You can run campaigns as low as 30, 50, 70 dirhams a month. Sorry, a day. I'm sorry. And usually I would ask clinicians or doctors to start as low as 70 to 100 dirhams per day. Yes, I mean, you can for that in the medical field or domain, I've seen people getting 2 to 3 leads per day, and here a lead would be considered a call or a direction to your clinic if your focus is to get more visits to your clinic, which means out of that, if you, for example, convert 5 to 10%, then you're really able to generate great ROI out of this. Google Smart Campaigns, unlike the normal Google Ads, and I will show you a bit of the differences today, is very easy when it comes to ad placements and targeting and so on. When it comes to Google Search or Google Ads, which is basically the sponsored results, and I'll show you also the difference. It's a much more complex setup when it comes to choosing the keywords, writing the ads, choosing something called bidding strategies, match types. It's much more complex. So that's why I think I always tell advise my clients that we start with Google Smart Campaigns. I mean, Google Ads is also very powerful, but if I have to choose one product where it's easier to set up and it's also much easier to dive into when it comes to budgets, it will be Google Smart Campaigns. Google Smart Campaigns, because they have made the setup very easy. They want users, or let's say advertisers, to have automated optimization. There's not much you will do in terms of insights and analysis where you need to optimize the campaigns yourself. It's only a little bit of tweaking you need to do every now and then. You don't even have to maybe work on it every single day, and you will be able to optimize the campaigns and generate results. So also the call to action or objectives of the campaign is very clear. When I show you the ad, it's it shows clearly on the Google Maps where you can see directions to the clinic or to call. So it's not very distracting compared to other modes of advertising. Where your ad will show, okay, if you look at this site and in the places section, the first one here called Doctors for You Polyclinic Dubai, this is the sponsored ad. The first one is the sponsored ad. On mobile, of course, it looks differently. So when you go to Google Maps and, for example, look for a family doctor or let's say a dentist or even a cosmetic doctor, for example, whether you're looking for Botox or fillers or even plastic surgeon or something like this, it will show as a sponsored ad on top of everyone else. Now, how Google works basically when it comes to Google Maps, it works based on different aspects, but the majority of the results that will appear will depend on 2 major points: the geographical location and the keyword. So for example, let's say that we take Business Bay, and your mobile right now, physically, the IP address sits in Business Bay, right? And someone is looking for Botox or let's say hydrofacial treatment, right? If your business is within or serving the geos of Business Bay, your listing should appear. I wouldn't say your ad now because I'm just I'm just thinking, what are the organic results that will show? So if your business is serving this area, your ad will show. And it has to also match one more point, which is hydrofacial treatment one of the keywords that is related to the services you offer on your business profile or not? So if you serve this location, your listing will show. And if your keyword is relevant to the services, if this keyword is relevant to the services you offer, your listing will show. Now, the beauty about Google Smart Campaigns is that you will show on top of everyone else, no matter how close they are to that IP address, or no matter how relevant they are to that keyword. So even if my keyword as an organic listing is more relevant to this person who's searching, your ad will show because it's a sponsored ad. And if I'm even closer to that location, your ad will still show. That's why it's very, very powerful. So what to focus on when you're building a Google Smart Campaign? The keyword selection, and we'll talk more about this when we're building our first campaign. Unlike Google Ads, you should choose lesser keywords. So Google Smart Campaigns wants you to be really limited when it comes to the keywords. They don't want you to choose. For example, if you're building a Google Ads campaign, you focus on different ad groups, and each ad group, let's say that you focus on 7 to 10 ad groups, and each of them is 15 to 20 keywords. With Google Smart Campaigns, you don't have ad groups at all, and they're advising to maximum do a total of 15 keywords. That's the whole campaign. Geo-inclusion, you should focus on geo-inclusion because, of course, you don't want to target locations where the IP addresses or like the location is very far from you. Eventually, you will get the click. You'll maybe get the impression. Someone will click your ad, or someone will look at it, and then when they call you, they'll say, "No, it's too far away." So you want to focus on a properly targeted location where you think it's convenient for these people to visit your location. Traffic destination, you have one of two options. You can basically send this traffic to your website or landing pages, or you can send this traffic to your business profile, Google Business Profile. And I'm thinking, I mean, to be honest, on this aspect, there is no right or wrong, because you might listen on a different session or YouTube video. Someone says that you can generate great results from sending traffic to your website, where they have, for example, more demonstration to your services, more demonstration to your offers on your website. It's much more convenient for you to, for example, include testimonials, to include reviews, to include success stories, maybe photos about your services, your team, and so on and so forth. But I'm thinking the whole idea behind the Google Smart Campaigns is just less is more. So for me, if someone is going to Google Maps, their intention is that they want the service and they want it probably now. I mean, I'm thinking if you just imagine someone going to Google Maps, looking at, for example, hydrofacial treatment near me, but they need this service in a month, it just doesn't add on. You know what I mean? Like the psychology aspect of someone looking on google.com versus Google Maps, there is a huge difference between the mentality or the mindset, at least in this specific situation. Maybe the same person would look on google.com for a certain service, but if they decide to go to Google Maps, I'm thinking what they want to do is they want to find the location or the service provider right away to use the service. And for me, it's much better to give them what they need exactly right away. Here is my business. Here is what I offer. Here are the reviews. Call me. You know what I mean?
Can add something to that, Hassan, because I really agree with this. And sales and marketing always go hand in hand. And we know that the marketing efforts are always better converted and more effective when we answer the inquiry immediately. So the more time that we let pass, the less likely the potential customer will book the appointment or come to the clinic. So I really think that maps means that there is an urgency. If somebody is looking at maps, it means I'm already picturing going there. So especially with the aesthetics world, I think, you know, it's very much on the spot. I want it now.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead, please.
That's it for me.
Okay. So radius is similar to the geo inclusion and exclusion, where you want to make sure that you're targeting the right radius. Sometimes people would like clinicians or doctors would calculate a driving length between their place of service or clinic and how long people will drive. I would say, and they will, for example, say, okay, I offer minimal cosmetic treatments, for example, so people might drive 15-20 minutes for that. But if I offer something like a rhinoplasty, let's say, people would drive maybe 1-2 hours if the service is really good. Running hours is very, very important for a couple of aspects. First aspect is related to matching what people are looking for. So if you open till, for example, late hours, you have to ensure that this is listed in your profile, so your ad will show during these hours. But in the same time, for other service providers, it's very, very important that you show that you're working, for example, during emergency hours, where you can even like based on feedback from clients I've worked with, that's the emergency hour, the rush hours, is where they make more money. Search term activity is basically that you look at your search terms. I would say every day is a good frequency for you to look at the search terms. And the difference here between keyword selection and search terms is that keyword is what you place on your campaign for people to find you. Search terms is whatever people write on the internet to find you. So for example, if you offer a hydrofacial treatment, as we mentioned, and they go on Google Maps or Google and say, who is the best hydrofacial doctor around me? That's the search term. We call it actually a long tail search term, like a long one, right? Let's dive directly into one of the campaigns. So Dr. Ella, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned something about Botox and fillers. Do you offer other services in your clinic where you wanted to run this smart campaign? You mentioned that you had to remove photos related to Botox, fillers, and the word anti-aging. So the word anti-aging was also like...
Yes. So I had anti-aging on my Google Maps profile. Before that, I removed from my profile all the words related to the fillers and Botox. Before, I even had like a service called Botox, which I as well removed. And then initially my ad was approved for literally 2.5 days, and then it was disapproved because of forbidden words. So they found it afterwards on the photos that I have uploaded on my Google Maps profile. I had before and after, similar to my Instagram profile. And then I sent them an email, so they called me the next day, and then they explained to me that there are a couple of times that it's written Botox and fillers. I was thinking it's because I have a link to my Instagram, that this is how it's connected, but they said no, it's not related to that. It's what is on direct profile, right? So the landing page cannot have the page that you are promoting cannot have all those terms.
Okay. What other services do you offer other than Botox and fillers?
I mean, it's my own profile, right? So whatever I do have the lasers, all therapy, so all those, yeah, non-surgical beauty treatments, not
Yeah.
hydrofacial.
Okay. Okay. Let's agree on something, everyone. Whenever you're running a Google Ads campaign or Google Smart campaigns, what gets alerted to Google is not the keyword you're choosing. It's basically the content you're writing or you have on your profile, whether it's a photo, an ad that you wrote, or it's a landing page or your website. This is where the problem starts. So for example, let me give you an example. You're running Google Ads. Let's even put Google Maps aside right now. Google Ads, by the way, is like Google search is much more complex and much more harder to approve when it comes to prohibited topics or services. So, and you want to promote Botox and fillers, right? And you choose Botox and fillers as keywords on your for your campaign, but your landing page or website does not include the word Botox and fillers. Your ads are completely free of the words Botox and fillers. Your campaign will not be disapproved. The problem starts when you place, write, or populate any content that is related to the keywords that are prohibited by Google, whether it's, for example, a prohibited substance like botulinum toxin, for example. It's one of the substances that are prohibited, or prohibited services, or prohibited topics, right? So what we will do now is we will try to build a similar case to what the doctor had built, but we will build it clean from the beginning. We will not include anything that might, let's say, upset Google while we're building this Google Smart campaign. And we will take the full experience of writing the ads, running the profile, building the keywords, choosing the radius and everything, okay? So let's get right to it. I wanted to ask you one more thing before I start. Who of you guys uses ChatGPT for writing content or building landing pages, presentations, and so on? Did any of you have this experience, especially in writing content for example, for their clinics or their services? Anyone? Okay. So we can include this part as an extra in this training as well. So just to make it super practical, I mean, in 2024, you will not write everything yourself. So we will also do a hint of ChatGPT writing, and you'll see how easy you can go about this. So this is the main interface that you have in Google. Right now you've not built, but you just started your first ad account on Google. It's pretty easy. I mean, this is a bit technical, and it will take few more minutes. So I don't want to start by building an ad account. I already have an ad account here. But let's say that you'll start by creating your first campaign. So we will go to create. Very simple. We go to campaign. The main ones are like website traffic, leads, app promotion, and all of this. We will just ditch all of this and go without goal guidance, and we will choose from here the smart campaign. I'll choose one. Here it will ask you to choose one business profile, so I'll just choose one from here. Yeah, one important part here. Whenever you're building your Google ad account, right? Make sure that you're using the same Gmail account that you've used to build your business profile. So if you don't, I'm assuming that everyone on the call would probably have a business profile, even if it's an old one or something. which we used to call in the past Google My Business. Right now it's called Google Business Profile. So maybe you have one as a doctor or as a clinic. Most of the people have that. Make sure that whenever you're building a Google ad account, you're also using the same Gmail account, right? So here it will ask me this part that we've explained earlier or talked about earlier. Would you like to use your business profile? And here between brackets, it says optimized for your ads. It means that Google will optimize the way it looks to show as an ad, and it will get you more hits, let's say, like basically clicks on it. I prefer to use the Google business profile, not the website, in this particular case. So for example, it will look like this. Here, of course, it will be different. The image will be different, the business name, the about us, all of this. At the end of the day, they have one option on this particular ad, which is to call you. So of course, we want to get you more calls, right? Here you have one of 4 different options. I usually prefer to choose the first one. So I'm assuming if someone goes to Google Maps and they are needing the service, they want the service momentarily. I don't want to distract them, send them to a website, give them directions. What I want to have at this moment is to basically have more calls where people can call me directly. We can have a conversation. If I'm actually working, I would say, yes, go ahead. We're open. Come please for a visit, right? Right now, Google is asking you to write your first ads, right? I can write it myself. That will be one way to do it. But I can also use ChatGPT, right? So what are the major services you would focus on, doctor, on this campaign? You said laser, so this is laser hair removal, right?
So I personally do lasers for other things,
Yeah,
hyperpigmentation,
like
capillaries. So yeah, rejuvenation.
okay. So can you repeat the laser part, because I
Okay, so I personally don't do the laser hair removal. I
okay,
do
okay,
lasers for hyperpigmentation, tattoo removal, scar
good.
management. There are lots of different lasers available on the market. Every laser
Okay,
has its own target, so it's a big spectrum of the treatments that
of
can be done
course,
depending on the
of course.
target.
That's amazing. What else would you say you would want to include in the services, and you maybe also have an offer on? So laser treatments is one. Botox and fillers is also there, but we will not mention it on the content. But what else you might also want to include?
Anti-aging? No. So
Sorry?
non-surgical, yeah. um,
Non-invasive treatments, for
Face,
example.
yes.
In
Mhm.
rejuvenation, can we, instead of using the device or
Yeah,
the product, can we use the
yeah.
outcome, like skin
Yeah, so
rejuvenation?
I have Thermage on my profile and I included it in my keywords, for
Uh-huh.
example.
Okay.
Then therapy, HIFU. There, Photona is one of the quite good devices, but yeah, it does
Okay.
depend on the
Okay.
patient how well they are educated.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Let us get right to it. What I will do is I will prompt ChatGPT to give me just a couple of ads. So I'll say here I'm writing some ads for my Google Smart Campaigns. Headlines will be 30 characters. Descriptions will be 90 characters. I offer rejuvenation, beauty treatments. Usually I wouldn't even bother about the spelling mistakes. I'm just changing them now, but actually ChatGPT also corrects this while you're writing. So it's super smart. laser treatments. We will avoid the words like Botox and fillers. And I'll just choose an imaginary name for the clinic. What I will do is I will take some of these headlines. Take something about laser as well. Let's choose. Yeah, this one. So usually the headlines are 30 characters, descriptions are 90. If you want to include something that is very specific, you can do that. I'm just doing this as an example for now. But for example, you want to include an offering, name of the doctor, name of you as the doctor, or name of another doctor that works in your clinic, and you want to mention your name. You want to include a certain limited time offer or a certain call to action. You have something related to Ramadan or Eid. You have something related to a package that you're offering at the moment. You can play with these ads as much as you want, but I'm just trying to take the easiest route in this situation. But for example, if we want, we can say limited UT offers. We can also include book now with 50%. For example, yeah. Here I'll include the phone number, and I'll choose if I want to show the location on my ad or not. If you want people to only call you, you can avoid showing the location, which means that you will not get the directions to your clinic. If you want them just to call, you can just hide this part. So the only option for them will be to call your clinic, right? In this case, let's say that we will choose both options. We already wrote the ad. We, for example, included one of the offers. We included the descriptions, headlines. We have the preview. This how the ad will look like. Here you can see the preview of the ad with different variations, of course. We'll click next. Let's say I'll use here laser treatment. Okay, so do I want dermatologist? I think let's say that I don't even want to include this, and I want to include fillers, lip fillers. So I would only choose, for example, the first. Usually, what I would go for, I don't want to build something from scratch. I want something that Google knows about already. So I would usually just write the first part of the keyword, and I will let Google suggest something to me. Can I write a keyword from scratch and include it? Yes. So for example, here if I write Botox, it's not there. I have to do it as a custom keyword. So I will do it. Let's see what else can be done from fillers. Am I choosing the right keywords, doctor, or that this doesn't match what you offer?
Oh, no, it's fine. The temporary, I'm not sure about if they want, I mean, if they Google that one,
Yeah, okay.
since we are limited to 15 keywords, right?
You're not really limited to 15 keywords. You're recommended to do between 8 to 10 and maximum 15. For example, we can choose up.
Well, search terms activity, and sometimes it would show that the patients were looking for orthopedics, and then they opened my ad. So I removed those into the negative keywords as well.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand. Let's see if rejuvenation could be also included. Skin rejuvenation.
Yeah, there is skin rejuvenation.
Okay. You said something about anti-aging. Let's see if I can include this. Okay, Dermaset anti-aging life cell, that's cream device, We can include it as a custom keyword. So even now, I chose only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'll proceed with that. And I'll show you why it's okay to even start with maybe 7 or 9. So if I want to be realistic, but of course you can also advertise near your clinic. So you can, from here, for example, include the name of your clinic. If it's listed on Google Maps, you can choose it directly. So for example, I can choose D3 and choose 15 kilometers around the clinic, right? In Google Maps, you don't choose locations, you choose radiuses, right? Here, you can choose your budget. You can start as low as 49. You can even enter your own budget. I can choose 20 dirhams if I want, right? But here it recommends that I start with at least 34 dirhams. For me, I'd start at something like 50 or 70 dirhams per day, right? And then take it from there. If I spend 49.60, it means that I'll spend as low as 1,500 per month. So let's go with this. We're reviewing the campaign right now, just taking a look at it. And the campaign is live. Now, from here, you will see your numbers, like how many cold clicks did you get per day, how many local actions. Local actions, it means that someone clicked to ask for your directions, how many clicks on the ad. Sometimes people will click the ad, but they will not click on the call to action itself, and how many people have seen your ad. Now, because this campaign is completely new, I want to open an actual campaign for you to show you where you will see your search terms and how you can clean them up. This is a pet clinic, so the example is a bit different than what we were working on, but at least in theory, we can. So this is a live campaign that we're looking at. And from here, you can look at the search terms. So for example, let me just open one day of search terms. So people here were looking for Hub Vet Clinic. That's actually the brand name, Hub Veterinary Clinic, and Pure Life Vet, which is basically one of the competitors. If I want to remove Pure Life, I don't want to get any more clicks on a keyword like this. I'll click like that and click on add to negative keywords. So for example, you come here and you see something like rejuvenation cream, for example, but that's something you don't want to offer, and it's something you don't want people to click on or find you using. So you'll choose this as the negative keywords. And in the same time, if from the very beginning you're concerned about some keywords that people might use and you don't want to show your ads for these keywords. So for example, something like cure or ointment or cream or surgeon, for example, or surgery, you can go to negative keywords themes and choose all the negative keywords you don't want. But anyways, the activity that I told you about is to look at search terms every single day from here and start cleaning up your keywords. But in the same time, you might find something here that is really interesting and you would want to include in your positive keyword themes. So from here, you'll click edit and you will start adding more keywords, right? Let's go back to our own campaign. So I think we have less than 10 minutes. Maybe we start taking some questions.
We lost 2 or 3 participants apparently because of the weather. So hopefully everyone else is fine with their connections. But we're recording the session just in case.
Yeah, we have less than 10 minutes left. If you have some questions for me, I can answer some of the questions. How did you find, like, building the campaign easy, fast? I mean, don't tell me it's hard.
I think personally it's very easy and it's a great tool for, I mean, what we want to do, right, is we want to empower you to do your own advertising and understand how it works rather than, necessarily relying on huge budgets, huge campaigns, or the clinic's marketing. And I think this is exactly what this proposes. It's straightforward. I think it's going to be all about, yes, not wasting the budget and also answering the leads and inquiries effectively. So I think it's great to set up the campaign, but then who's going to answer those calls? Who's going to answer those inquiries? But it's a great way to start putting your name out there. So we'd like to hear from you. Like, do you think this is something you'd like to use? Is it what you envisage for yourself in terms of advertising your services? And is it clear, the information provided today? You can drop your answers in there's a chat section, which is in the bottom, or you can just unmute yourself. If not, maybe what we can do as well is we'll send you the recording and we'll add Hassan to our WhatsApp group. So if you have any practical questions once you start running the campaign, Hassan can help you as well.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sabah, for teaching this. Thank you, Hussein, for sharing your experience with us. I have a question regarding the keywords and let's say the chosen words that we've done, and the fact that we can track the interactions every day, right, with different metrics. What's the timeline that I should look into it? That, okay, I say it's about time to change the metrics. Let's say I did not find the results that I was looking for, and I want to change the keywords, right? So, or I want to change the formula of the smart ad. How long should I wait for the how long should I wait for the let's say the initial plan to see the result of it? Is it a couple of days? Is it a week? Is it 3 months?
I would say you're waiting for short-term results and you're waiting for long-term results. The long-term results you're waiting for is basically people calling your business and booking your services and coming to you. If I run a Google Smart campaign, I would expect clients from the first week.
First week.
I would want my advertising to work in my favor and bring me actual clients from the first week. The reason I would want that, people might say, but could you really get clients from the first week? I mean, looking at the psychology of how maps work and how these people have chosen a shorter way to look for your services. They haven't used Facebook or Instagram or Google search. They went specifically to Google Smart, to Google Maps, and they wanted a location to go to. They want the service, and I'm showing my ad for a week. I think I can get 1 to 3 clients from that. Now, to how many times will I look at the keywords or the search terms, and how many times would I change my ads within the first week? I would probably keep my ads running if I'm convinced with what I built or what I wrote. I will keep it as is for the first week. Maybe I'll tweak something very, very small on the ads or something. If I, for example, if a thought came to me like, okay, I can tweak the offer, I can make it more prominent or something. Regarding the keywords, I would personally look at the search terms at least once per day to make sure that toxic keywords are not eating my budget. So if someone is looking for a device or a cream or something that is related to what I offer, I don't want them to eat my budget, and I want to make sure that they're added to negatives day in, day out. So it's not something I would sacrifice. I would look at the search terms every single day, at least once per day. That's for sure. I wouldn't make major changes unless I'm concerned. So for example, Ahmad, let's say that you're running the campaign for the first day and you're getting zero calls. Second day, 0 calls. Third day, zero calls. In this particular case, I will surely change something. My thought process in this case will be to eliminate some factors and to change some factors. In this case, I would say, okay, what is the most searched keyword that I found in the search terms? So for example, laser treatment. Okay, in this case, I will remove some of the other keywords that are making clutter to my keyword selection. So I would say, okay, for the next 4 or 5 days, I will focus on only 5, 6 keywords from the laser treatment, and I will tweak my ad to focus on laser keywords. I'll go back to ChatGPT and say, okay, I want you to focus on headlines and descriptions only for laser treatment. And by the way, I offer 50% off. So the way ChatGPT will give me the ads directly right away, very well written, no grammar mistakes, no spelling issues. It will give me some new ads for laser treatment. I will add them, and I will start looking at the campaign for 1 or 2 days and see how it goes. Usually this tweaking will get you what you want, but you have to work on it. You know, the campaigns are very, very dynamic, whether you're working on Google or Instagram or any of the channels. Digital is all about being dynamic, whether you run even if you're running organic content on TikTok. It's one of the very trendy ways, for example, right now, to make business. You always look at people reaction towards your videos. How many views did you get? How many clicks did you get? What is the engagement rate of a certain video? And you start tweaking stuff. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Bali. Thank you very much. Well, that was very, very clear. Thank you.
No problem.
One more question on Anna. You can answer that. What's your opinion on advertising the word cosmetology or cosmetologist, the name of the doctor or the name of the clinic?
Okay, so a question of 2 parts. The first part is advertising the word cosmetology or cosmetologist. Cosmetology, I wouldn't really focus on, because to be honest with you, I always want to understand the nature of the keyword. Is cosmetology a keyword that is transactional or educational, right? Would a patient write cosmetology to find a doctor to do a laser treatment or a beauty treatment? Answer is no. All right. If the keyword is not transactional, I would say stay away from it and choose something that is related directly and very hardcore towards a transaction. Beauty treatment, skin treatment, laser treatment, non-invasive treatment, rejuvenation, improving skin, something that is coming from a patient and is very transactional. Cosmetologist is more transactional for my taste, more than cosmetology. I would say include it if you want to go generic. If you want as a business to bring traffic from the what we call beginning of the funnel, you want people that are looking for generic cosmetology services or cosmetologists to find you. It's your own strategy. Go ahead and do it, include it. If you want to focus on very specific services, don't do it. Go for the very narrow keywords, similar to laser treatment. That's a narrow keyword. Cosmetologist is more broad.
I can sorry, my input on the cosmetology, because I think most of you know that we are recruiters as well. So we come across a lot of cosmetologists in the market. But what we are finding is that it's very popular profession or job title amongst the Russian community. So I think this is the standard like job title for what you're doing, Anna, or for the doctors, even who are dermatologists. But what we are finding is it's less used and less common actually amongst the other communities. So the other expat communities, they would not use the word cosmetology. I think they would use more dermatology, or yes, like a skin doctor, skin problems, skin rejuvenation. So yeah, that's my feedback on that. Even for us, it's not clear when we are seeing the CV of a cosmetologist. We never know, is it a doctor or is it a beauty therapist? And it can be both actually. So there is a gray zone.
Yeah. The second part of the question, name of the doctor, name of the clinic. Anna, did you mean name of the doctor or name of the clinic as a keyword or include it in the ad? So which part?
I think it should be included in the ad because, you know, because I have a clinic actually which has nothing in common with cosmetology or anything. It's about cardiology. And in my case, it usually helps when we actually advertise our brand name, because within our community, the clinic is known. And maybe when you first decide to have some heart issues or whatever, so to address a cardiologist, you probably would enter some words like heart attack or ECG or something like that, and need to show our name to you. That was my question. So what is your opinion on that?
I would say it's very important to include the doctor name and brand name in your ad. Usually you can include it in the headline the same way we did it. So for example, we chose an imaginary name for our clinic as Collective Beauty Clinic. We included this brand name. And also you made a very good point as well, Anna. If the doctor is popular or the brand name is popular, you can include them as well as keywords. So not only in the description or headline of the ad, but you can also include them as a keyword. Third part of the question says, what happens if a user is searching for Botox or fillers and we don't offer that in our campaign, but in fact, that's what
we do.
So it means that we did not include the word Botox or fillers in keyword selection. Someone looks for it, they will not find us, right? You have to include the services you offer as keywords. So for example, I mean, if someone is looking for Botox, the way they will find you is you have to include this as a keyword in your keyword list. So Google will look for two things: relevance to offered services and relevance to location. Someone is looking for, let's say, Botox, and their IP address sits in Business Bay. Google will say, okay, does your clinic offer Botox services? They will scan the keyword list If they find it, okay, that's one check mark. And then they will say, where are you located, or where are you choosing the radius to be? Okay, within Business Bay, Google will decide to show your ad. And if you choose a radius that is not a radius that is outer than or different than the IP address or the location of the phone or the laptop, for example, your ad will not show. If you don't include the word Botox or filler in the keyword selection, your ad will not show. So these always focus on these two things, the radius and the keyword selection.
Yeah, but the question was rather about the limitations and restrictions concerning these words. So if we need to avoid them, then how can we do that? I understand that there's rejuvenation and so on, but if a potential client still is searching for Botox or fillers, how can we meet our target?
You will include them as keywords, but never include them on your business profile, and never include them in your ads. So include the word Botox and fillers as a keyword selected, but Google will penalize you if you include these words in your profile itself or you write them on the ads. Make your ads
But
generic
we
in
can
this
use
case.
neurotoxin. Can we
Sorry?
use neurotoxin?
I would stay away from anything that ends with
Patients will not
toxin,
want that.
honestly.
Yeah.
But we can use injectables then.
Or I've
no?
ran campaigns in the past where I was penalized for the word injectables
Okay.
as a relevant keyword to the word Botox and fillers. I usually just try to make the ads and the pages generic. I'll explain something to you guys. Google has two different teams for the for basically running their policy, or let's say ensuring the advertisers are following the policy, a manual team and an automatic team. So the automated team is basically the machine itself, and then some teams are supervising the machine to catch some of the prohibited topics. And right now we're talking about Botox and fillers, but Google is also worried about drug dealing, black market, arms. I mean, things that are much more complex than our conversation today. That's one thing. Second thing is there is a manual team that goes within landing pages, ads, and campaigns and try to catch also some of the prohibited domains or topics and so on. Whenever you get one hit from Google that your ads are not following the policy, expect to get more. You will be under the microscope. That's why I try to avoid any troubles with them. I mean, if the policy says that you cannot advertise Botox and fillers, just follow the policy. Do not include it in your ads. Just include it in your keywords. Google does not penalize including anything in the keywords. It only penalizes the content. This one thing you need to remember.
Okay, thank you so much.
So I think we had
So I think there's no more questions. I think we should close the session soon so everybody can go to the clinic, but it was super helpful. And I would love for you to share with each other if you're actually starting a campaign, the results that you're getting, the problems you're facing on our WhatsApp group. The purpose of this community is for us to bring you experts and teach you, but also to learn from each other. We are not competitors. We are all working with each other. Everybody's offering a different service. Everybody is unique, as we know. So everybody's clinic is different. So it would be great to share your successes and your failures, and you can learn from each other as well. So don't hesitate to screenshot, some of your campaigns or some of the feedback you're having from Google if some words are being prohibited, and Hassan can give you guidance as well. I will add him to our WhatsApp group. So hopefully you've been encouraged to start your first Google Smart campaign today. And the great thing is you don't need a website, it's very pretty much easy and straightforward. You can start it anytime. So thank you guys. Any more questions from anybody before we close the session? No? Okay, so I will post the recording of this session as well on our WhatsApp group so that you can all listen to it again. And thank you to Hassan for this session and everybody who joined today.
Thank you, Servan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rain. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.